Facebook, what is up? We're here with another Facebook Live unboxing video. This is a pretty exciting one. Steve, why is this a really exciting Facebook Live unboxing?
Well, Nate, today we are going to be looking at some brand new discs that have just come out. They just came in from manufacturer, and this is sealed. We don't even know what we've got in here color-wise and weight-wise, but we got a pretty good idea of what kind of discs are inside of this box.
Yeah, so we're going to take a look at this live with you. We're unboxing this, so this is a lot of fun for me. I throw a lot of Trilogy plastic, even back before it was Trilogy and it was just Latitude. So I'm pretty excited to dig into this. They always have good plastic. And yeah, we're going to try to give you a little bit of an idea of what these discs are supposed to do, and they will all release for sale Friday at 11. So we can't sell them to you yet, but we're going to take a look at them. So Friday at 11, check out our site. These discs will all be there and available. All right, so I'll let you do the honors. So tonight we like to follow tradition, and this tradition is giving you guys back some love, giving you guys a chance to win some cool stuff. Tonight we've got us a mini wizard. This is actually something that looks a little throwback style. So that's a really nice wizard there. We've got a U.S. Guts team Frisbee. If you guys don't know what Guts is, look it up. It's crazy, but it's crazy awesome. We also have a really nice duffel bag, Disc Star duffel bag. And the only way you guys are going to get this stuff is if you comment and like our videos. We're going to be giving these away at the end of this video. Throughout the video.
Oh, you know what? That sounds better. Yeah. You guys have good ideas. And then we also have a new product like these new products. These are called Pico Minis. What's really cool is it's cute, but it is also functional. You stick this on top of your pop can, give it a nice push, and now you have an unleakable pop can. It's great for being on the course. It's also great for being here at work. You know, we got our computers. We don't want to knock something over. All right, Nate, let's get to it.
All right. So one thing I forgot that was in here. This is a new product from Dynamic called the Quick Dry Towel. It's similar to other disc golf towels, but it's moisture wicking. It dries really quickly. It's supposed to be able to hold up to 3 times its weight in water. I got one of these. Check them out. So we'll be stocking these in the future potentially, but this should be a pretty sweet product.
Can I open it?
Yeah, go for it.
Sweet.
So we got a couple other just stock things, but I don't know what happened to these Wardens, but that is freaking sweet.
Whoa,
so these aren't new. These are just classic Wardens, but
wow,
those are on top of the box, and I got like 4 of these guys. So we'll have to check these guys out later. Got a couple more stock items, some Tercises. Not exciting there yet.
This is an interesting material. It almost feels like a tie, but
yeah, it's nice and smooth.
It's
soft.
a little thinner than a tie, but I can see that being pretty close to a chamois.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's like a ShamWow. ShamWow for you.
I can't wait to try it out. You know.
All right, so first brand new special disc we got here. Go ahead and pull some of those out. Is the Latitude 64 Caltrap.
Actually, these are kind of wet because of being in the ship in the truck.
I'm
gonna try it out. Let's try it out now.
All right, so Steve, what do you know about the Caltrap while you try that out?
It's got a crazy rim to it. Honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is the Rhino by Innova. It looks like the Rhino. And actually, the numbers are very similar to the Rhino. The numbers from Latitude are 2202. So, according to Latitude, the Caltrap is just a little slower than, or is the Rhino
same speed?
Yeah. Okay, I feel like my Rhino is a little faster than next. But so far, that's a great feel. And actually, this towel is helping. That's crazy. Is yours kind of slippery a little bit?
No, they feel good. I got the soft ones, so.
Okay.
So yeah, this is very similar to a Rhino, other than it doesn't have the bead. So really what this feels like in my hand, it's very similar to the Latitude 64 Pure with the Rhino's thumb track. So it's got really similar numbers to the Rhino and to the Pure. So it's like they had a baby. It's a nice overstable putter. Got a nice feel in the hand. Check these out. We have these in soft, mega soft, medium, and hard, which again, they'll all be available for you Friday. Again, if you have any questions about any of these discs, keep asking them, and Evan will shoot them at us. Ask us any questions you want. We will try to answer them as best as we can. Steve, what'd you pull out there?
I got some real special, guys. We got the Gladiator. Nate, why don't you tell us about the Gladiator?
So the Gladiator is, this feels good in my hand. This disc, its numbers from Latitude are 13, speed 13, glide 5, turn 0, fade 3. So it's going to be a pretty overstable disc by Latitude 64's numbers. It was designed by Dave Feldberg, who is a longtime Innova pro who now works for Latitude 64. And it's very similar numbers to the Innova Boss, which was Dave Feldberg's signature disc when he was with Innova. So this is going to be really fast, really overstable. It's something that you're going to want in a headwind, or hit those corners really hard, or big flick shots. That's what it's supposed to be for. One thing I will note, I've said it a couple times in a few other videos, generally Latitude 64 discs are a little more understable than their numbers say compared to their Innova counterparts. So it might be a little straighter than a Boss for you. We'll actually get to figure that out here in a couple weeks with another special announcement we're going to talk about at the end of the video. But Steve, how's it feel in your hand?
Dude, I was just going to say, I felt a few discs that the inside rim just feels sharp. And I don't know if it's just one or the other. That's two in a row that, no, it's the feel, even from forehand to backhand, that edge just doesn't, it just doesn't dig into your finger. I think this is a very comfortable disc. I've got a little bit of a bigger hand, and I feel like I still have some room. So the lip isn't ginormous, but I think this is a really satisfying grip for a disc that you're going to have to rip it pretty good to get it going.
Hey guys, we have a question. How much?
Go for it.
Do you know how much those are going to retail for?
Our Optoplastic retails for $14.89. Is that right, Steve?
Yeah.
$14.89 for anything it's Opto. Our Zero Plastic retails for $11.89, if I'm not mistaken. So they'll sell at those standard rates. The Gladiator's got a sweet stamp on there too. I like that a lot. Let me see some of those other colors you got over there. Ooh,
Look at that blue. That's blue and gold. That's pretty cool.
that one.
Oh yeah.
That's the
Oh
one.
yeah. Is their white plastic supposed to be more stable?
White plastic in general is a little more overstable,
Okay.
because the lack of dye in the plastic helps with the stability for some physics reason that I don't understand. Same reason why fly dye discs tend to be more overstable, because they start as a clear plastic.
Okay.
Again, some sciencey reason for that I don't know, but that tends to be the way it goes. All right, so we've got, I'm going to dig a couple more of these out here.
You dig, and I'll tell people about what they can win tonight.
Why don't we give something away while we're at it?
Yeah.
Evan, get us a winner.
All right, guys.
Should we start off with the Pico or should we start off with the Mini?
Let's go with the Mini, and that Mini is going to go to Adam White.
Adam White.
Adam White. Go ahead and message us on Facebook or email us at service@discstore.com to claim your prize. Adam, you're going to get that Wizard Mini there.
All right, so the next disc that I've pulled out of here is the Latitude 64 Opto Anchor. It's a brand new mid-range disc they just came out with. Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit about this disc?
Well, it's pretty. It's got a nice grip to it. The Anchor. The Anchor is similar to the Harp, I would say. I would say it's got. It's a little slower.
Faster.
It's a little faster than the Harp. It's supposed to have a little more glide. So we got 5 speed, we got 4 glide, and then 0 turn, and 3 fade.
3 fade.
3
yep.
fade.
So nice and beefy.
So this thing is going to be a nice overstable use. I would say this would be good in a little bit of a distance tunnel, or if you've got a nice headwind, then this thing is going to be able to hold that line, and you're going to have a nice predictable finish at the end.
All right,
every
Steve,
time.
hold the phone. I just found the prettiest disc in this box, I'm pretty sure.
That thing's got glitter inside of it.
It's a
That's
nice,
awesome.
clear sparkle with a nice solid stamp there. Why don't you grab that Rock 3 back there?
Okay.
So, when I figured this would be the case, but as soon as I felt this disc in my hand, it immediately reminded me of a Rock 3. They have identical numbers, 5403. They've got the same feel on that rim. Would you agree? Like that feels pretty similar in your hand?
Yeah, I would actually say the height is probably almost spot on too. So if you like the Rock 3, but it's almost not doing it the way you wanted to anymore, I'd say you give the Anchor a try, and I think it's going to fit just as well as the Rock 3 in your hand. I think the Anchor is going to be a viable option for people to start changing what's in their bag.
Yeah, this is 100% the Latitude answer to the Rock 3. It also feels very similar to their Mace, which is a disc that's same speed, same glide, just a little less stable. So if you have a Mace, you're throwing a Mace, and it's not quite beefy enough for you, this is probably where you want to go. Evan, we got any questions coming through on the Facebook?
We have
people?
a request to see an Opto Compass, if we have any of those. Opto Compass.
We do in the store. Steve, you want to go and grab one
I'll
of those?
do it.
While we, why don't we give something away while Steve's running for that?
All right. Andrew Carter, congratulations. You are going to win this Pico Mini, can topper. Yeah. So it is a mini. Nate's going to throw it to me so you can see the flight. Well, what are the flight numbers on that one?
That's probably going to be like a .5300 is going to be my guess.
All right. Nice.
Oh, a little more unstable than that. Probably like a -10.
So, congrats. This is what you win. Message us, and we will get that out to you as soon as we can.
All right. All right, Steve got those compasses for us.
I found them.
And these are the brand new...
These are the Sake Bomb ones, man.
Okay, we got some old Sake Bomb ones. We got a couple Wysocki World Champion stamps in, too. In the last order.
So here's the compass that you guys are asking for. Nice little translucent purple there. Pretty cool. Sake Bomb stamp.
Signature disc.
All right. Now we've gotten to the prize of this box. Now, the other stuff isn't good, but this is the stuff that people have been talking about. This is what we've been hearing a lot about. We got 10 sneak preview ones of these in December. This is the Dynamic Discs Lucid Sheriff. Prototypes of these came out a couple months ago, like I said, and I've heard lots of great things about them. Steve, what have you heard about the Sheriff?
Dude, I heard the Sheriff is something, you just grip it and rip it. We got 13 speed, we got 5 glide, we got a -1 turn, and we got a 2 fade. So this thing, it's honestly going to be nice and straight for anyone who can get a disc going that fast. So normal arm speed, you know, it's going to be nice and stable for you. But those guys who can really crush, I think this would be a great kind of hyzer flip disc. Otherwise, you throw it in a tailwind and it's just going to go and go and go.
Hey Steve, Austin's want to know, is that good for like a sidearm? What would that do for a sidearm?
I think if you were to throw this on a sidearm, if you can throw a nice hyzer, I think that's going to be the best way for you to get it to fly the correct way. Where, you know, if you threw it flat and it starts to turn over into a roller, which I could see this being a viable roller disc to a certain extent, but
In the right situation.
for if you're throwing it sidearm and it's dumping over, I'd say start to throw it on a hyzer line, so that's less than half from flat. This is going to be. It's just so cool to see a first run disc.
Yeah.
Like the fact that
Which,
they came in. Is
speaking
so cool.
of, only 1,600 were made with this first run stamp. Dynamic is already sold out. So we've got 20 of these that are going to go on sale. I might steal one before
Diamonds in the rough.
So we'll probably have close to 20 of these on sale on Friday, and this is the only time you will get first run stamped sheriffs from us.
So Friday?
So Friday at 11 o'clock is when all this stuff goes live.
We want to know price. That's what we want to know.
These, we haven't talked about price yet. I'm going to assume that we're going to release them at the same price as our Lucid Plastic, which is $14.89. Don't quote me on that, but that's going to be my guess, $14.89. But they're going to go quick, so you need to get on them real quick. I'm going to echo a little bit what Steve said. If out of the discs we pulled out today, the Gladiator that I just threw on the floor would be my go-to sidearm disc. Like this is, I'm usually looking for something a little more overstable so I can crank on it a little bit and it's going to fade out for me. But if something like the Boss with the Gladiator is too overstable for you, you're not able to get enough distance on that flick, then I think going to something like the Sheriff that's a little straighter is going to work out for you. Power arms might not have the control with it they want, but if you've got a little bit lower arm speed, it's probably a great flick disc. I'm looking forward to throwing it because it's supposed to be dead center between a Defender and a Freedom. Which I don't throw a Freedom on my bag, but I love my Defender, and having something a little bit straighter than that, I think is going to be nice.
Yeah.
I'm figuring it's also going to fit somewhere right between my sword and my Ballista. A lot of people who've done review videos on it already are comparing it to the Ballista and that it's finishing a little bit more consistently for them. So we'll see. But we've got a lot of positive feedback, so you're going to want to get on these. Again, everything that we've previewed, the new stuff, is all going on sale Friday at 11. We'll have all this stuff listed by then, so be ready to check that out.
Guys, got a couple questions.
Go for it.
Austin wants to know, he's new to disc golf, ultimate player. What's a good beginning driver for him to use?
So we've kind of talked about this in some of our other videos. Check out our In the Bag video has a lot of good stuff like that. I did a video a couple weeks ago that was just a disc golf question and answer. There's a lot of good stuff on there. But the couple of go-tos that I always point people to, Leopard 3s, Sidewinders, Heats, and what's the Latitude one I usually say? Rivers. Steve, you got anything you want to add to that?
I would agree with that. If you wanted to go even more extreme, you could grab a Condor, you could grab a Zephyr. Those probably aren't going to go as far as a disc golf disc, so it'd be pretty similar to throwing your Ultra Star or your Pulsar. But if you were to want to just really grab something, throw it like you would your Ultimate disc, that nice inside out. Is that that's the term?
You're left-handed, so you're messing with my head, but I think
still,
so.
It's still away from you, yeah.
So let's show what these are.
So these are wider rim. They're called Superclass disc in disc golf. So these two are allowed to be thrown in tournaments, but most disc golf discs are smaller. But this is a nice transition between golf discs and ultimate discs for you. The other one, it's not a driver. It's more of mid-range, but the ones that I send people to is the Mako 3. It is identical to an ultimate disc.
Yeah.
So is the Discraft Meteor, and the Discraft Comet fly very similar. But the Meteor and the Mako 3 feel like an Ultra Star in your hand, which is a great stepping stone. Anybody who's beginning disc golf, I've said this before, and I'll say it again and again and again. When you're starting with your first drivers, first discs, you probably don't want anything that's double-digit speed. You just need to learn your form with 7s, 8s, and 9s before you go any higher than that. So stick with your mid-ranges and fairway drivers. Then you can build your form, and once you're throwing correctly and throwing harder, you can move up to some of the higher speed discs. But that said, a lot of people want to come in and grab the Gladiator or the Sheriff because it's the brand new awesome driver. If you can't throw it hard enough, you're not going to be, or you have poor form, it's not going to perform well for you. So stick to something, like you said, Leopard 3s, Sidewinders, Heats, Escapes are great. Anything around that 7 to 9 range that's got a little bit of good turn to it are great discs to start with.
And even those of you who, if you bring your buddies out playing and they've never played, don't give them your big old Destroyer or your Katana. They're just not going to enjoy themselves with that to get them to want to play the game as well. So give them a disc that if you were like standing still throwing it, you're capable of aiming well just from a standstill, and then you give it to someone who's inexperienced. I think that will allow the people to want to come back and play with you again, or even go out and get their own discs. So there's just a way about it. Just be smart about it, because how great would it be to have your mom come play with you, or your dad come play with you on a regular basis when they hear all your cool stories, but
and it's just getting people to come back again is like giving them discs they can actually throw well, keeps people from getting frustrated. Anyway, Steve, we've unboxed a lot of cool stuff. What disc out of this group are you most excited about? Evan, why don't you find us a winner for this Guts Association disc while we talk about that? What are you most excited about out of this shipment?
You know what? I love throwing. I love crushing. But to be honest with you, I've started throwing one of the rhinos that I got in a tournament. So I'm actually interested in this putter here. Like I think I need something that I can really rip on in a tunnel kind of situation where, it's not forever, but if I throw a mid-range, then I have the possibility of going forever away. I need something in my bag that I've got some good stable control, and I really like how this feels. I think this is one I could actually use almost as a throwing putter, where I can get my hand inside of this, and I'm not worried about the disc slipping like out of my hand. So I'm going to give it to the Caltrop. I think that's my most favorite disc out of this new shipment we just got.
Yeah, and it's something that you've only seen from Innova before this thumb track deal, which is interesting to see another company doing it. And it's beadless, so that makes it different from the Rhino. Like, it's not just a Rhino copy. It's not quite as deep of a thumb track, and it doesn't have a bead. So if you like the thumb track, but you don't like a beaded putter, which for a throwing putter, you usually like that little bit more of a smoother grip, this might be a great option for you to try out.
All right, guys, I got a winner for the duffel bag. We actually gave that away already.
Did we?
Yep.
Alrighty.
The duffel bag is going to Jonathan Hernandez. Jonathan Hernandez, congrats. You won the Disc Store duffel bag.
Awesome.
Make sure and message us, and we get that out to you as soon as we can. We're going to have one more giveaway at the end of the video, guys, so stay tuned.
Awesome.
And if there's anything, we'd love to answer questions right now. So go ahead and keep asking your questions. These guys are here to answer stuff that, you might have to Google a while for, and we'll get a live answer. So,
I'd say for me, I'm most excited to try the Gladiator. I used to love my Dave Felberg bosses back in the day. The newer ones just don't fly quite the same. So having Dave in on this makes me excited, and it's going to have a lot of glide and be able to just rip on this thing. I'm excited about the Sheriff too, because I like my ballistas.
Yeah.
But this guy, I can't wait to rip on and try it out. Speaking of, we've got one more super huge announcement. At least we think it's super huge.
It is super huge to us.
With all this new stuff coming in, and you guys asking us questions about it, and people coming in the store and being like, well, how does this fly? We kind of want to be able to help you guys out with that, and we want to, honestly, it's an excuse to try this stuff out for ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
So we are starting a disc golf disc and equipment review series called This Disc is Great with Steve and Nate. Catchy tagline. We think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to getting some of this stuff out and try it out. This is the stack of new stuff that we have to review. We've got the Opto Anchor that we just talked about, the Caltrop, the Gladiator, the Sheriff. We have the new MVP Signal we talked about in one of our last videos. We got the Prodigy D6, which has been out for a while, but we haven't had it in before. This one is super exciting, the Innova Shrike. And then the Electron Spin from MVP, their new putter. And then we're also going to do bags, gear, like we have the new Friction disc golf gloves that we're going to take out and review. So we're getting ready to do all of that stuff. We got a Twitter poll out right now, which we're going to link to this video for you guys to vote on which disc you want us to do first. We're going to try to do this on a weekly basis, do one disc a week where we're going to go out previously, throw it in a field, get a feel for how it works. We'll show you guys that video, and then we'll talk about how it works. Steve, what do you think about this new venture we're doing?
I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. First of all, we have a right-handed player and a left-handed player. So you're going to get to see a full spectrum of what can happen with a disc. I know there's not a difference with it flying versus counterclockwise over clockwise, but kind of seeing a take of how our form is, and then I'm actually going to be critiquing him. I hope he's critiquing me. I'm saying like, dude, I'm seeing that this is wrong. So if you guys see,
especially if it's going to be on the internet, we got to sharpen that stuff
we're
up.
going to try and sharpen it up, but we're going to ask for you guys' help as well. So if you see or know about any of these discs, be like, hey, would you throw it as a tomahawk, or would you do it this way? Try and throw it on a roller. Like, let us know, and we will try it out, man. I probably was going to throw a lot of tomahawks anyway, just to see what happens. But yeah, so that's going to be starting here real quick. We'll let you guys know when they're going to go up. But did you just make a Facebook page?
Yes, but that's not exactly something we're going to have everybody on. We're going to be able to interact with you guys on these videos. We like answering questions. If you've seen in the past, I've personally answered a lot of questions in the videos. But we're going to start doing that from our This Store Steve and Nate Facebook page. So we're going to be able to interact with you guys. You're going to get answers to our questions. You won't have to worry about who this weird Steve dude is commenting on my comment. You can know it's us. But yeah, I'm excited to do this. I think it's going to be good. Steve is a little bit, like he said, he's left-handed. I'm right-handed. He's a lot more of a finesse thrower than I am. I'm a little bit more of a power thrower.
Yeah.
Not that Steve can't throw hard. Steve just has a lot smoother delivery than I do. I'm a little bit more violent. So you get to see a different side of that. We're going to, like I said, we're going to try to do it same time every week. I'm hoping to get one out next week if we get some nice weather to go film. But we're looking forward to that.
Nice weather, guys.
Let's roll through some questions, and then I've got our last giveaway. So Miles is asking, he throws his Buzz SS constantly, so why does his Rock 3 turn over every time? He even bought another thinking it was a bad press.
That's interesting.
What?
Your Rock 3 shouldn't be turning over for you. It should be fading out pretty hard.
Even with a DX Rock?
That's probably.
So Miles, yeah, what plastic type are you throwing?
If it's in DX, everything in DX is a lot more understable than the premium plastic counterparts. So that might be it. I would also say wind, but I wouldn't say it'd be every time.
It could be the grip has changed and you're like rolling your wrist over even. That could be simply a release or a form thing. But for a Buzz SS to not turn over versus your Rock 3 turning over, that's ridiculous. That's kind of
that's a new one for me. I wouldn't expect that because the Rock 3 and a Buzz OS are a lot more similar to each other than the SS
OS
is.
would be.
But yeah, that's an interesting question. I would have to see you throw it.
Keith is asking, Steve, when are you going to get a haircut?
I think it's part of his character now. Like I don't think he can.
I don't know. Time will tell. We'll say time will tell.
You guys have been invited to a wedding, so that's
Sweet.
Oh, is
That's
it disc golf wedding?
I don't know. It's Tom Canelli, so you really never know
Okay,
with that
yeah.
guy.
I feel like we're friends with Tom at this point.
Yeah. Let's
I feel like I
see.
should be in the
I'm
wedding
just scrolling
party.
through here and getting some questions before we announce our last winner.
So as you do that, like I said, we have a Twitter poll on our Twitter page where you can vote for which of these you want us to review first. You can also comment on this video which one you want to see first, and I'll try to look through those and get some of that. Because we got a lot of discs to start getting through, and we want to get to the ones that you want to see first as soon as possible. So whether it's the Innova Shrike, the MVP Signal, the Sheriff, or any of these other ones we've talked about today, or whether it's the Friction Gloves, comment, let us know, hit up our Twitter poll, and we'll be sure to get you guys what you want as soon as possible.
You want to see that black and white disc? People are really liking that.
This guy?
Yeah. So
This is the new MVP Spin. It's their new understable putter. It's got a little different feel. Like it was weird when I first picked it up. I'm starting to like it a little more. It's a little bit understable. It's like 2, 3, -1, 0, I think is the numbers. We're gonna get it out and try it out for you soon. Feels really good. Nice sticky electron plastic. You got any other questions for us, Evan?
What kind of... Now, you guys might have to translate this one for me. What kind of putter is good for throwing pancake style?
Pancake style is going to be, I'm assuming he means throwing it upside down. Which
Sounds right to me.
you can do a lot of times people do that. I do it in ice all the time.
Yeah, it's safe.
Or do it anywhere where I'm not wanting to blow by the basket or skip too far. And I don't necessarily know that one putter's better than the other for that. Obviously, if you're doing it to not skip or to stay close to the basket, anything that's grippier is going to help you do that. So your R-Pro plastic,
Yeah, so your
Electron.
plastic is going to decide whether you're sliding or you're really starting to slow down. That's going to be your biggest thing.
You might want to stick to something that's straight to understable, because if you are pancaking it with an overstable putter, it's going to.
And now you have a roller.
It kind of depends on what your goal for the throw is. Like I said, I don't really throw a pancake a lot unless it's, again, ice. Ice is the big one to do it in, and snow, which is happening a lot around the country. We're supposed to get much
Best
snow tonight.
approach disc for finesse throw, Lance is asking.
Dude, I'll throw my putter anywhere between like 70 out. And I throw it on a nice little touch Annie, where it's really not like doing a huge S curve. It's more so Annieing until the point of it slowing down, and then it really just kind of drops. But Nate likes to throw his zone.
I will say, the most finesse part of my game is my upshots with my zone.
Yeah.
Anywhere from about 60 to 150. I take my zone, which is a really overstable putter / mid-range, and I put it on an Annie on purpose so that as it approaches the basket, it comes out and drops at the basket. That way, I can kind of run it making it, and I'll usually make...
You're like straight on with it, too.
Yeah, I'll make like 1 or 2 in like a 3-round tournament, so I don't make a ton of them, but I'm also usually within 15 feet while running at the basket. If you take a rock 3 or something and you blaze it, or any of sort of a straighter mid-range, and you throw it to where it might go in, it's going 40 feet past. I like crashing in on it, giving it a little bit. I usually end up with an easy putt, and sometimes it goes in.
We got questions. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, the River Pro release date. We have multiple people asking about that.
That's actually something I haven't heard about yet.
And we get a lot of emails from Dynamic.
Yeah, I get everything that I'm checking out their stuff all the time, because like I said, I'm a huge Trilogy thrower. So that's something that's exciting, because the River's one of our go-to starter discs for
I tell
people.
a lot of people grab the River.
And so a little bit more overstable River is going to be a nice complement to that. Like once you start flipping that over, you can grab the River Pro.
I agree.
My guess is the Sheriffs were supposed to release in March. We have them now. So I'm going to guess that maybe there's another run of releases that might have the Criminal and the River Pro in it, probably around March, is going to be my guess, but that's entirely a guess.
All right. Austin Griffith is asking, are fishing gloves only for Ultimate or both disc golf and Ultimate?
Yes is the answer. They have specific Ultimate gloves, and from what I can tell, this is very similar to their version 2 Ultimate glove. They've just made a couple of modifications to their Ultimate glove to make them better for Ultimate that they didn't need for disc golf. And so this is really similar to the version 2s. It's got the track padding in the center, which not all version 2s have. So you can use Friction Ultimate gloves for disc golf, but I think these come in at a slightly cheap price point because they don't have a couple of the extras that the Ultimate gloves have. Like the Ultimate gloves have a seam here that lets it spread more, but you're not laying out in disc golf, so you're not getting as much rub on the gloves. So you don't need that. The Ultimate gloves have some padding across here that you don't need in disc golf because you're not catching. But as far as I can tell, they're very similar. Just these are have a few less bells and whistles because they don't need them like an Ultimate glove does. Is that kind of what you've seen?
The difference between the two gloves is really functionality. So you still have the same feel, other than just like you said, it's got a few extra pieces on the Ultimate gloves, but these they're functional. I think they're going to be really fun to try out. I'm pretty excited because I don't like having cold hands. So if this could change that, then you could still throw the shot you were expecting to when it was warm outside because you still have feeling in your
and especially
fingers.
in the rain. Like, this is going to help with a lot of grip in the rain. But yeah, this will be another episode of This Is Great with Steve and Nate. I'm going to throw that hashtag out there a few times. Be looking for those videos. They're going to be coming soon. We're going to do as many of them as we can. This disc is great, or this X is great with Steve and Nate.
But we're still going to do our Facebook Lives here.
Oh yeah,
we're not leaving you guys. Don't worry.
Our review videos are going to be live, so we're gonna do those live, and then we'll post them up on Facebook and YouTube so you can watch them later. But we're looking forward to doing those.
Sean wants to know, Steve, if you washed your hat yet.
Which Sean was that?
Sean.
Yeah, I washed my hat.
John
I'm not a
Joe,
barbarian.
What is your process for recovery in regards to mental game after a bad shot?
You have to be like a goldfish sometimes. You got to forget it. You can't even think about it. But at the same time, you have to go on to the next shot and say, I'm going to do better than that. I've had a really bad shot in a tournament just this past summer where there was absolutely no way I thought I was going to be able to recover from this spot. And I was able to just forget about what I did and work with what I had. So if you can just let go of that previous spot and say, now I'm going to do the best I can for where I am now. Even if that was, you missed a putt, you say, all right, I'm upset. I'm going to get this putt to go, and I'm going to just relax the motor skills that I've built up, allow me to take direction and be successful with it.
Yeah, and I think that's huge. Like that's kind of my thing too. Is I try not to think about the result of the previous shot. I'm trying to move on to thinking about what do I need to do from where I'm at now. So even if the shot was bad, that doesn't matter. It's what is this next shot going to be able to do? And a lot of that comes down to like you need to trust your disc. You need to have thrown your disc a lot, be comfortable with it. So you know, okay, when I throw this disc, it's going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have a disc where I'm not super comfortable with it, if I throw a bad shot, it's going back in the bag and I'm not touching it. And sometimes you need to do that.
You'll get rid of, like, you won't throw it anymore?
I mean, if it's a disc like, this is weird, I wasn't supposed to do that, I'll try to I'll find myself going back to the disc that I'm more comfortable with. Like, I was, like,
so you tried a different disc and it didn't work, so you went back to trust.
Yeah, especially in a tournament round. Like, I'm going to the disc that I know, like, that's why you'll see me pull up my zone when something else might work out better because I know what my zone's going to do.
Cool.
But yeah, it's very much like, getting frustrated with stuff and getting upset. And the big thing that I have to keep myself from doing is not going, oh, I screwed that up, so now I have to try extra hard to get this next birdie. Or like, I got this bogey, so I need to put a little extra to get the next birdie. And that's how you end up getting bogey, 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 bogey. Not putting the pressure on yourself and just, what can I do best on this shot? One shot at a time. That's all it is.
All right, guys, we're going to give away our last item, so I'm going to let Nate talk about it. This is for all you Ultimate players out there.
So this is our Discraft Ultra Star. It's the Brodie Smith Dark Horse Rainbow print, which is pretty sweet. But this one is signed by Brodie Smith himself. Signature's a little smudged. You can't quite read his number, but that's still his signature. So
he was here. He touched it. He touched it.
All right, guys. So
those are his pen strokes.
Comment right now. We're going to give you 30 seconds. Comment to win this Brodie Smith Ultra Star signed by Brodie Smith himself. If you haven't checked out Brodie Smith on YouTube, I don't know where you've been, but you should go check it out. Awesome trick shots and some pretty sweet stuff. So make sure you're commenting right now, and we're gonna give this away in the next 15 seconds.
So again, guys, make sure you check out all our other YouTube videos. We got a lot of stuff that not YouTube videos. They'll be on YouTube soon. But check out all our other Facebook Live videos, our In the Bag, our Q&As, our other unboxings. Check all that stuff out. Again, all the new discs that we previewed today go on sale Friday at 11. So you can check those out on Friday. You can buy all the new Latitude and Dynamic plastic you want. Also, we got another exciting video tomorrow that you're going to want to check out. And then pay attention for our This Is Great with Steve and Nate series that's going to come up real soon.
All right, our winner of the Brodie Smith signed Ultra Star with a rainbow foil print is Randall Williams. Randall Williams. Make sure and message us on Facebook and let us know that you won the prize, and we'll get that out to you as soon as we can. Guys, make sure and follow us on Facebook. There's a button right underneath the our like follow, and you see you'll get notified. Facebook. Make sure and follow us, and yeah, make sure we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and get ready for this disc is Nate. This is great with Steve and Nate. It's gonna change a lot, so get excited for that. And thanks for watching. You guys have anything else?
Nope. Just keep asking questions. If you're watching this video later, I try to get back on a couple times in the next couple of days to answer questions too. So ask away. We'll try to get to what we can. Hit up our Twitter poll so we can get the discs review that you want to see, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.